Previously on Elements of Justice.
First trial in Equestria, no big deal.
The prosecution is ready. Nothing was missing from the crime scene to suggest that the murder may have occurred elsewhere.
If the crime scene lacks even a drop of blood to speak of, that casts significant doubt over whether the victim was stabbed there at all.
My name is Zecora.
It's entirely possible that our witness, Miss Zecora, is Royal Order's true killer.
You shan't be relying on that theory for much longer.
She's trying to help them. If she isn't out for blood, then letting Zecora's testimony stand shouldn't be much of a problem.
You evidently still have much to learn, but punishment from me you have not earned.
Are those pieces of glass?
If you run through the profiles of every single pony involved in this case so far, you'll notice that not a single one of them wears glasses.
We know they were there. What matters at this point is what they saw.
The defense wishes to call Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon to the stand.
Well, that was a little unexpected. Oh, who am I kidding? That was completely unexpected. My heart feels like it's about to burst.
Because you screwed up!
Bridget! Well, that isn't exactly wrong, though, is it? I did screw up, absolutely. All because I didn't feel I had any other choice. Let's assume that Turning Page really did hit his father, and he fell to the ground. Now, at that point, who's to say Scootaloo and Turning didn't flee right then, without killing him?
Then that would mean the one who showed up on the scene after they left would have...
Exactly. Given this scenario, it's entirely possible that our witness, Miss Zecora, is Royal Order's true killer. I had no proof. I was just desperate. I couldn't face the possibility that Turning and Scootaloo would be found guilty. But by accusing Zecora, I risked putting her in danger. Someone who I had no reason to doubt. But that's not the worst thing I did. I hurt Twilight too. She tried to stop me, but I didn't listen. And because of that, we almost lost. I want to say everything managed to turn out all right in the end, but that certainly wasn't because of anything I did. It was thanks to Twilight jumping in, and Prosecutor Luna trying to guide me the whole way through. Everyone else trying to fix my one massive mistake. Twilight, sorry, you first.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. How are you feeling?
I feel like I should be asking you that.
Well, you know, I'm fine. I'm Athena Sykes and I'm fine. It was worth a shot. Okay, I'm not fine. Not in the slightest. But can you blame me? After what I did, I don't know how you can even look at me right now.
It's true that you made a mistake, but...
It was more than a mistake. It was almost catastrophic. Sorry. Go on.
As I was saying, it's true that you made a mistake, but you recognized that you did and apologized for it. And Zecora accepted your apology.
But that doesn't change what I did, Twilight. It was stupid. It was beyond stupid, and I shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Well, I suppose it was a little rash.
The worst of it, though, was that I couldn't fix my mistakes on my own. If it wasn't for you and Prosecutor Luna, Turning and Scootaloo would have... They would have... Let's face it, Twilight. I'm a lousy defense attorney. And after what happened there, forget not being good enough to be a lawyer. I don't even deserve to be one.
Oh, Athena.
I bet Mr. Wright wouldn't have had to do what I did.
Well, that's not exactly true.
Boss?
Phoenix!
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be with the others?
I was, but I wanted to stop by and give my compliments. You two did a great job out there, Athena, all things considered.
All things, boss, are you sure you were watching the right trial? Because I'm pretty sure I put on the worst performance in history.
Well, it was pretty touch and go for a while, admittedly. But you kept the trial going and gave your clients another fighting chance. I'd say that counts for something.
But what I said, what I did, you must be so ashamed of me.
Not at all, Athena. After all, I did the exact same thing last time I was in Equestria.
What? You did?
Yes.
But why?
Being summoned to a new world in order to defend someone accused of murder? Just the idea alone is enough to throw anyone off their game. Even so, I approached that trial like I would any other back in the day. And that naivete cost me greatly. I was completely unprepared. Maybe more than I'd ever been. I was no match for the prosecution's case against Rainbow. It all came to a head when the prosecution summoned a key eyewitness that could place Rainbow at the murder scene. It seemed like an airtight, conclusive testimony at first, but the cross-examination revealed that it contained several contradictions. Contradictions that suggested the witness herself could be the true culprit of the murder. That witness was Fluttershy.
Wait, what? Fluttershy?
Yup.
No, that can't be true. There's no way you would have done that. I mean, I know I only just met her, but she's Fluttershy. She's too yellow and shy and...
But it did happen, Athena.
I was desperate. The judge was about to hand down the guilty verdict, and I needed a way to stop it from happening. So, even though I was aware of the severity of the accusation, I indicted Fluttershy on the charge of murder.
Boss, you didn't really think that...
She was guilty? No, not in the slightest. But what I did made Twilight lose almost all of her faith in me. Sure, I managed to prolong the trial for at least another day, but the cost was far higher than I could have expected.
Is that why you tried to stop me, Twilight?
Yes. As you know, I was Phoenix's co-counsel during that trial. I couldn't believe he'd ever do such a thing. At the time, I thought he was really trying to accuse Fluttershy. It wasn't until later that I learned he was trying to find another way to save Rainbow. I just wish it didn't have to be that way.
But that doesn't matter, right? Because in the end, you won!
True, but what I did could have made us lose sight of something even more important than the trial's outcome.
Something even more important?
The truth.
The truth? What does he mean by that? Isn't that the same thing as fighting for someone's innocence?
Excuse me, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to please return to your seat in the gallery. The attorney and her counsel need time to prepare their case before the trial resumes.
I'd better get going then. Wouldn't want the bailiff to yell at me. Good luck, you two.
Thank you, Phoenix.
Thanks, boss.
Athena,
Yeah, Twilight?
I know you regret accusing Sakura, and I am thankful that you apologized to her. However, what happened during the trial, it just reopened some old wounds.
I'm really sorry, Twilight.
Even so, I can't dwell on what's already passed. I said last night that I would stand with you in court, and that's exactly what I intend to do. If we want to save Turning Page and Scootaloo, we should focus on the rest of the trial. After that, we can work things out between us.
Right.
Besides, I think it's about time we ask those two some questions.
Huh? Oh, Scootaloo! Turning Page!
Hey. Hello, Princess Twilight. Miss Sykes.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're fine. It's just... this whole trial thing is kind of exhausting.
No arguments here.
If you think you're up to it, we'd like to ask you more about the case. There are still a lot of blank spots to fill in after all.
Sure. I'll do everything I can to help. Ask us anything.
Well, first I'd like to ask you to clarify something for us, Turning Page.
Yes?
Apple Bloom mentioned yesterday that after you all went for lunch on the day of the incident, your mother found you and hurried you away.
That's right, yes?
Can you tell us why?
You've probably already figured it out, but it was because of what I did. Like always, it seems.
It seems.
It has something to do with Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, doesn't it?
Diamond Tiara, to be specific. When I attacked her earlier that day, her dress got dirty. She told her mom about what happened. And then they went to see my mom.
Right. This is all stuff we heard in the trial earlier.
After Mom heard about what happened, she went to go find me. She was really mad and wanted me to apologize to Diamond Tiara and her mother. I don't see why I should have to. I don't regret what I did. Not one bit. A true member of the Royal Guard should never have to apologize for doing the right thing.
Sorry, Turning.
What about the money, though? It wasn't just an apology Spoiled Rich wanted.
Yeah, I know. That whole discussion happened after Mom brought me back home. Diamond and her mother came over so I could formally apologize. And that's when Mrs. Rich demanded my mom to pay her back for the dresses. Before I could even try anything, Mom sent me away. She forced me to stay in my room the whole time they were talking. I overheard everything, though. I couldn't believe Mom agreed to pay back the bits. We don't have that kind of money. If only she would have let me at that mare, I would have—
Sorry, did you say Mrs. Rich and Diamond Tiara came over to your house?
Yeah? Why?
Could this... Wait, no.
No. Go ahead, Athena. Have you thought of something?
Well, I guess... You think maybe Diamond Tiara could have planted the magazines at that point?
It does line up very nicely with our theory. I assume you didn't see anything, Turning Page?
Yeah. I was in my room the whole time after apologizing. I don't know what happened in the house after that, aside from the conversation between my mom and Mrs. Rich.
Well, without Turning Page's testimony, it's unfortunately not conclusive. I doubt Fair Devotion saw anything, so at this point it's still only a theory.
That clears up that mystery for now, I hope. Now for another one. Turning, Scootaloo, can I ask you two something else?
What is it, Miss Sykes?
What actually happened that night in the forest, when you arrived at the blackmail site?
Sure. We can tell you about that. Right, Turning?
Yeah.
So what happened?
You kind of figured this out yesterday, but there was a fight there. Between Turning Page and me, and Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
Could you go over it for us? Any details you remember will help, even if they're small or might not seem important.
Well... We got there at exactly 10, but it looked like we were the only ones to arrive. Here we are. This is the meeting place.
Are you ready, Scootaloo?
Yeah, we just have to make sure we get what we came here for. Can you pass me the roll of golden silk?
You sure? I can keep holding it with my magic.
I know, but now that we're here, I feel like it's my responsibility.
Alright.
Thanks, Turning. Now, where are they? Ah! Turning, get back! Did they see your face? They'll freak!
Well! Looks like you do have Princess heads of yours after all! Or two of you, at least. Which one of you was too scared to come? Let me guess.
I'm off. It's Scootaloo. Here by myself with... Give me our stuff back!
Scootaloo? Ha! How hilarious! You were the only one who could chicken out. want him with you?
Why him?
Doesn't matter. Let's just get this over with.
Do you have it then?
Yes, you can have your stupid golden silk, alright? Now give us our stuff back like you promised.
I don't know. It seems like you didn't fully honor our deal.
What are you talking about?
DT?
You read the letter, didn't you? Then you would have known we expected all three of you to come, not just one of you. And not only that, you decided to bring some pony else along. That wasn't allowed according to our demands. Isn't that right, Silver Spoon?
Oh, yes, exactly. Of course.
Actually, Diamond Tiara, your letter didn't say anything about that.
You brought that with you?
Uh-huh. I thought you might try to pull something like this. All your letter says is to come here without any adults. It doesn't say it has to be all three of us, or that we can't bring any pony else along. I brought you what you wanted. That should be... Hey!
Scootaloo! I don't think you understand how this works. I don't care what the letter says. I'm the one in charge here, and you'll do as I say. And as far as I'm concerned, you broke the rules. Tell you what, though, if you go on back and get us another roll, maybe we'll think about giving you your stuff back. We'll stay here, don't you worry.
DT, we don't really need two, though, do we? And it's getting darker already.
First you blackmail the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and then you won't even hold up your end of the deal. You have no sense of honor. You'll pay for this. I swung my sword at Diamond Tiara, and she fell onto Silver Spoon. She dropped the fabric and knocked Silver's glasses off at the same time.
At that point, Turning Page told me to take the scooter, fabric, everything, and flee the scene with them. I quickly scrambled to gather everything up, but because I was in a hurry, I forgot to pick up the blackmail letter. I dropped it when Diamond Tiara grabbed the fabric from me.